today we are finally going to be doing some shop renovations, focusing on the interior, so the walls and the floor of the shop. But before we get started, everything needs to get out of here. Nothing can be touching the floor, so I guess we're just going to get right into it. Oh yeah, and thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. don't really love the color anymore, and there's actually a ton of magenta in the paint, so every time I go to film, it affects the white balance, because I definitely still use auto white balance on the camera. But before we put fresh paint on the wall, I thought it would be best to prep the floor. That way we're not getting a ton of dust up on the fresh paint. So first things first, I'm gonna take a wire brush to all the hairline cracks, scrub them, vacuum them out, and then we're gonna move on to grinding the floor after that. The product we're using on the cracks is just a Rust-Oleum 2-part epoxy patch kit. It's probably not my first choice. You can just get it from Home Depot, but I'm hoping it works for this application. cracks in the floor are now filled. They set for about 36 hours and it looks super solid. They're fully flush and I'm pretty confident in them. The floor is grinded and the wall is now prepped for paint. But before I show you guys the color, which I may have already actually done, I can't remember, I'm gonna take 1 minute and talk about today's sponsor, NordVPN. So the first question usually is, what is a VPN? And it's a virtual private network, which is basically a service that is going to protect your identity online. So you can surf the web, go around doing whatever you want to do online in a safe and secure way. My personal favorite thing that I can do with NordVPN is change my IP address when I'm streaming on services like Netflix. So if I'm on Netflix and I'm located in Canada, I'm only going to have the content that is available to me in Canada. But there's tons of stuff out there, and all you have to do is with a few clicks on NordVPN change where your IP address is coming from. You can change it to the States, any country in Europe, pretty much anywhere, and instantly have access to the content that's available to them there and not you at home. More importantly than that, NordVPN really does protect you online. They allow you to hide your IP address and safely use public Wi-Fi hotspots. If you guys want to try it out for yourself, you can go to www.nordvpn.com/chromatic, sign up for a 2-year plan plus 4 additional months with a huge discount. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Sponsorships really allow us to grow the channel and do fun stuff like we're doing today. So thank you guys for that. Support them for supporting us, and let's get back to painting this wall. we have the first part of the shop renovation complete. I didn't film too much of the actual epoxy going down on the floor because as soon as you mix the two parts, you only have a 45-minute working time, and I kind of wanted to do a decent job, so that took priority over filming it, but I'm sure you guys can understand. You basically just roll it on or squeegee it on as if you were painting a wall. It's pretty simple. And I didn't show, but we put up this neon clock. I think the contrast is cool on the black wall. All we really did was paint and do the floors, but I think it drastically changed the look of the shop. It's a little too sterile for my liking right now, but once we add a few final touches, there's going to be a few more videos and there's a lot more going into this, but I think this gives us the base to work from. So I hope you guys like this transformation. Stay tuned for a bunch more of these, and I'll talk to you guys soon.